In Detroit, a man was stopping at an intersection when a sinkhole began forming under his car. Thankfully, the sinkhole only grew to a small size and wasn't able to engulf the whole car. The cause was cited as a water main leak under the street. Without the car's weight breaking the surface, the underground hole would have likely grown to a much larger size. In West Philadelphia, born and raised, a sinkhole suddenly opened up under two parked cars. Nobody was in them at the time. City officials stated they were unaware what caused the sinkhole, but believed that nearby construction could have been a contributing factor. They also said that the water mains underneath the street were installed in 1880. In Seoul, South Korea, a couple was driving down the street when a sinkhole emerged in front of them and caused their car to fall into it sideways. Although terrified and injured, the couple survived. The occupants inside were an elderly couple, a man age 82 and a woman age 76. The woman reportedly suffered a cardiac arrest during the incident and was given CPR. They were later both taken to the hospital, where they recovered. The city launched an investigation, but the cause was unreleased. In China, a sinkhole that developed within seconds devoured almost an entire parking lot near a busy roadway. Along with 21 cars, several trees and a light post were also pulled in. Officials believed widespread flooding from a nearby river was likely the main cause, and thankfully no casualties were reported. Again in Seoul, South Korea, while a man was riding his motorcycle on a busy street, a massive sinkhole opened up right in front of him. It was so sudden that the man was unable to react in time and drove straight into the sinkhole. A car in front of him also drove into the emerging hole, but miraculously made it out just in time. The sinkhole grew to a total size of 65 feet deep and 65 feet wide. Emergency responders had to pump out water and dig through dirt for 18 hours, but were unfortunately unable to save the man. In Alton, Illinois, a 100-foot wide and 30-foot deep sinkhole suddenly opened up on a soccer field and swallowed an entire field light. Thankfully, nobody was on the field at the time. Officials determined the cause to be the collapse of an underground mine. If this had occurred at a different time, it could have been one of the most deadly sinkholes in history. In Louisiana, a massive sinkhole developed from what was believed to be a collapsed salt dome, which is when thick layers of salt under the surface rise through other layers of sediment, forming a dome-like structure. Because the sinkhole was growing underwater, nobody knew exactly where its border was, but witnesses got an idea of how deep it was when they saw what it swallowed. In Xi'an, China, a young girl was walking along a sidewalk when suddenly a small deep hole opened up and swallowed her. A cab driver witnessed the event and climbed in after her. At first, she was unresponsive, but he eventually got her to wake up. The fire department soon showed up with a ladder and were able to get her out of the 18-foot hole. The cause of this personal sinkhole was not reported. Again in China, a woman was walking along a busy street when the brick path beneath her suddenly collapsed. Although she suffered several broken ribs, she was eventually rescued and sent to the hospital. Authorities investigated the cause of the collapse, but no report was issued. One thing is for certain, the woman is lucky to have survived. In China, a couple walking along a sidewalk were surprised when it suddenly collapsed. Miraculously, the couple survived, although they each suffered various injuries. A cause for the collapse was not listed, but many speculated that it was a result of poor workmanship on the sidewalk. Want to see more everyday horror? Subscribe now. There's a lot more to be seen in the Scare House. We'll see you next time.